All right. So now these are the, now let's look at the question now. Decomposer are organism, because they are also organism, also living thing, that break down dead matters and animal waste into simple substance such as mineral salt, water, and carbon dioxide that can be used again by who use all these things? Plant. So decomposer, when you see on the ground, there's a dead living things. Decomposer will come in and break down them and change them into mineral salt, water, and carbon dioxide. And these three things is crucial for the plants to grow well, because mineral salt and water on the ground will be absorbed by the plants for their daily life activities. And the carbon dioxide in the air will be used by the plant to do the process called photosynthesis to make food and oxygen. So when this particular animal feed on a dead organism, they break them up into smaller pieces. All right? Not simple substance, it's smaller pieces. They are like eagle. There are a type of eagles whereby they break the dead animal up into smaller pieces. Because they only break them into smaller pieces, but not simple substance, they are not decomposer. Only if a particular living things break them down into simple substance that is absorbed by the soil, unless they fulfill this criteria, then they are called decomposer. However, this particular animal here do not break them down to substance, but they break into smaller pieces. All right, so as this animal break up the dead organism into smaller pieces, they help to speed up the decomposition of the animal by decomposer known as fungi and bacteria. All right, so this particular animal actually help to speed up the process, but not decomposing them, because and let's say we have an animal, we have a dead animal cow, dead cow. The cow is so big, the fungi and bacteria will take some time to decompose them into simple substance. However, with the help of this animal, the animal break up the dead cow body into smaller pieces. Therefore, the fungi and bacteria can finish up the process very fast. All right. So next questions. Why are bacteria and fungi around us important? As mentioned earlier, living together, this lesson is about how living things interdependent with each other. All right. So the animal depends on the plant for food. So and when an animal and plants lifespan finish, are died, the decomposer will depend on them for food. So bacteria and fungi are important to us is because they are known as the decomposer. They cause the decay of dead matters and animals by breaking them down into simple substance in order to enrich the soil with nutrients. And by enriching the soil with nutrients, they allow the plants to grow healthily, thus giving the plants an opportunity to grow healthily and make its own food. At the same time, giving the animal that eat the plants a food source. So it's like a cycle. All right. So to answer this question, it's a 3-mark question. The first thing we have to say is they are what? They are decomposer. 1 mark. The second one is to say they break down dead matters and animals waste into simple substance to enrich the soil. All right, for the plant to grow. The last mark is they prevent piling up of dead matters and animals waste on Earth. Because they constantly break down the dead matters and animal waste into simple substance, you don't see any pile of shit or any pile of animal waste on Earth, and therefore keeping the Earth clean. Just imagine if you don't have bacteria and fungi, you will see on the street there's so many dead bodies there lying around, and you will see that the entire Earth will be smelly, full of bacteria and germs, and causing you to be unhealthy. So therefore, bacteria and fungi are important. So to answer this question, as long as you answer these 3 points, what are they, what they do, how they help, you get a full 3 marks. All right. Okay, let's carry on now. So with that, we roughly finish up the homework. Let's go to today's lesson in proper. So last lesson, we talked about different habitat, different populations, and different environments. Today, we're going to talk about different factors that cause the population to go down or to go up. There are different types of factors. We have the non-living factors known as temperature, air, water, light, and soil. These are the factors that humans, we sometimes cannot control. They are living factors such as food and presence of other organisms such as predators. These are the factors that we humans may be able to control. So let's look at them one by one. Temperature. Temperature of environment determines what type of species or organism found there. Most organisms can withstand a small change of temperature and are mainly active at a temperature between 0 degrees Celsius and 45 degrees Celsius. Some animals and plants are able to live in extreme low temperatures, such as about -1 degree Celsius. This means to say that if the temperature is too hot or too cold, the living thing living there may leave the place and causing the population size of that particular species in that area to go down. So temperature do play a part. Let's give a very real life example. I'm sure you all know the penguin, you know where the penguins stay, right? The penguins stay in the South Pole. In the South Pole, the temperature is very cold. It can reach up to -20 or -30 degrees Celsius. Such a cold environment, you don't see any cities there. You don't see any groups of humans there apart from the scientists or those documentary filmers. So this is a real life example on how temperature can affect the type of organism living there. So ask yourself this question: which temperature do you think is right for you to stay? I'm sure you will be choosing those aircon temperature like 17 degrees, 18 degrees. So use yourself as an example, as a guideline of how animals choose their place. Animals will also same as humans. They will not choose a place that's too cold or too hot in order for them to live in. So let's carry on now. Other than temperature, there's also air, but let's go on to a different effect first. Why animal want to leave a place if the temperature gets too hot? Because when the temperature gets too hot, the living things living at the area will die because the water will evaporate. There's not enough water. Animal will lose water via sweat, urine, feces, and exhale air. Plant will lose water through stomata, and both living things, animal and plants, will eventually die due to too hot. This is not an effect on why living things must leave the place if it's too hot. Some fun facts. Temperature also cause the turtles to have different gender. All right. If the beach, the temperature is below 28 degrees Celsius, the egg will hatch into a boy. If it's the temperature above 32 degrees Celsius, the temperature will hatch into a girl. So imagine if the particular place, the temperature is more than 32 degrees Celsius, and all the eggs hatch into girl. When these girls grow up, they won't be able to reproduce because there's no more boy to turn into man turtle. So temperature also causes an impact on the male to female ratio of those baby turtles. Therefore, in order for their survival, the adult turtle have to find other place that's suitable to have a combination of boy and girl in order for their kind to survive. This is one example of why sea turtle will choose their location in order for them to continue not to be extinct. All right, let's carry on. Air. All organisms need air or oxygen to survive. Plant need carbon dioxide to carry out photosynthesis. So air is a very important component in the environment that all living things needs to survive, be it oxygen or carbon dioxide. We human need oxygen. The plant, oh yes, Sarah. You raise hand? No? Okay, let's carry on. So we human need oxygen to survive. The plant need oxygen to survive. But however, the plant also need carbon dioxide to make their own food. So this particular air affects the survival of the organism. Very less organism can survive in the presence of low oxygen level. All right. I know one organism such as the bacteria found in a mangrove can survive in a very low. Yes, Sarah?
Can I go to drink water?
Sorry?
Can I bring water?
Okay, sure. Oh, okay. All right. So there's a very few group of species that can survive in a low oxygen level. All right. Why? Because majority of us or majority of living things need oxygen to carry out. All of a sudden have a low oxygen level, the living things in that area will have to change house, move house. If they don't move house or don't move place, they will die in that area. So air is a very important factor that will cause the population size to decrease. All right. One example for less air is the mountain top. There are less air available in the mountain top. That's why fewer plants and animals can live there. People who climb the high mountain, such as the Mount Everest, they need to carry oxygen tank in order for them to climb up the summit. So if you are free and then Google people who climb Mount Everest, you will see that the picture, they are carrying a very big backpack, and inside that big backpack, there's often oxygen tank for them to breathe when they are up in the sky, up in the mountain, sorry, not in the sky. All right. So how do we human measure the oxygen level in that particular area? We use a machine called the oxygen sensor that's connected to the data logger. So every time the sensor pick up the level of oxygen, it will transmit to a text to the data logger for the humans, for we to know the level of the oxygen in that particular area. So in real life, the mountaintop has less air. All right. So if you want to go and climb the mountain that's very high, please bring oxygen tank. All right. Let's carry on. Water. Water, all living things need water to carry out life processes such as respiration and photosynthesis. Water is used to transport dissolved gases, food, and waste through the bodies of the living things. One organism, such as fish, need water to survive because fish only lives and breathes in water. The other organism, like the plant, need water to germinate. When there are no oxygen and water, the seed will not germinate and it will not grow into an adult plant. All right. Some organism needs water to help them to complete their life cycle. For example, frogs. Frogs must live near the water as they are the young only can survive and breathe in water. So if a particular place, let's call it area A. Area A used to have a lot of water and dry land. So there are frogs living there. The frogs will lay an egg in the water and the egg will grow into a tadpole. So frogs need this water to survive. However, recently the temperature increased. Area A now no longer have enough water for the frogs to lay eggs and survive. So in order for them, the frogs, to continue survival, they will have to move out of area A in order for them to find a new place that's enough water for them to grow. Therefore, area A population of frog will decrease due to lack of water. All right. So these are some examples of water playing important factors in determining whether the population size will increase or decrease. All right. So, other than frogs, when there are very little water in this area, the soil will become very dry. When the soil is very dry, the plants will die because they need water, unless the plant we're talking about is cactus. Cactus can live in dry, extreme condition. So when we say plants, it is very specific. Not all plants can survive with very little water. One of the plants that we know of that can survive with very little water is cactus. For the animals like us will dehydrate unless the body is suited to such harsh conditions, such as camels. Camels is able to live in the desert because their body is structured in a way that they have enough water to survive in the dry area. Now, when there's less water, people will live. However, when there's too much water, some plants and animals will live as well. So it doesn't mean to say that since Teacher Andrew said that the particular place have less water, living thing will live. However, when there's too much water, living things will die as well. When there's too much water, such as after a heavy rain or flood, the soil is waterlogged, full of water. When the soil is full of water, the plants will die. Why? Because the plant unable to breathe. The plants, one example is if you were to water a plant in your house, give it so many water or soak their roots in the full of water, the plants will die because they're unable to live. They need to breathe. The roots need to breathe. However, not all plants will die. The mangrove tree will survive. So there's a exception. Little water, cactus survive. Too much water, mangrove trees survive. Other plants will survive in the middle. Balance. Okay? Animals also will die when there's too much water on the soil. Why? Because those animals that dig the hole on the ground will not be able to breathe and they will come out of their house If not, they'll be drowned. One example is a rabbit. Imagine a rabbit bury the hole down inside, and where suddenly the water coming flood that area, they will need to come out of their house. And when they come out of their house, those tigers, those people who eat rabbits, they will come and catch them because they have nowhere to hide. So therefore, these particular rabbits have to move out of their place to find another house. So this is some example of water when it is too little or too much, on how it will affect the population size of that animal. One example is rabbit. All right, next up, sunlight. Sunlight is needed by the plants to make food. If the plants cannot make food, they will die. And when they die, the animals that eat the plants will die as well. All right. Some example of real life example is the pond. Large number of floating plants may block the sunlight, preventing the plants below to have sunlight to make food. So oxygen level in the water will become low if this particular plant unable to receive sunlight because there's no gas exchange. The fishes in the pond will eventually die because of lack of oxygen. So therefore, sunlight also plays an important part in the living things to determine the size of population, either increase or decrease. And sunlight is also very important for living things to keep warm and see their surrounding when they move to find food or when they detect danger. All right. Not all living things' eyesights are very sharp, like eagles or cheetah. All right. We need the light to see. We are not owl. Owl can see in the dark, but for humans, we cannot see it. So we need sunlight to see the surrounding. When a place have no sunlight, we have to move out of the place in order to able to see, to do our daily stuff. All right. Now, moving on. The type of soil is also important because plants get their water and mineral salts from the soil through their roots. Fertile soil is important for the healthy plants to grow. There are a few main types of soil, namely the sandy soil, the clay soil, and the garden soil. All right. So all these soil, so the beach and desert have sandy soil with a high oxygen supply, while mangrove area have clay soil with poor oxygen in the soil. The garden soil is rich in nutrients, while sandy and clay soil are poor in nutrients. So what are some of the different characteristics of the soil? The sandy soils are often found in the desert. The characteristic of this particular sandy soil is whereby they have so many oxygen airspace inside. Because why? The soil particles in sandy soils are large, and they have many airspace between them. There's good amount of air inside the soil. However, there's one big problem. Even though there are so much air in the soil, this type of sandy soil cannot hold water well. Therefore, very few plants can grow in sandy soil because there is not enough water to support them, even though they have many air or they have much air inside. All right, that's what sandy soil. Sandy soil, good amount of air, less water. Let's look at clay soil. This particular soil, the particle is small and tend to stick together. When they stick together, there are as few airspace inside. When there's fewer airspace between them, there is not much air in the soil. However, this type of soil can hold water very well because water cannot flow through them easily. One example of plants is rice and wheat. Rice and wheat grow well in clay soil. However, other plants cannot grow in this type of soil. So we have two types of soil now: sandy soil, a lot of air, but no water; clay soil, less air, more water. Third one, garden soil. Garden soil contains almost equal amount of sandy and clay soil. So garden soil is a mixture of both. So garden soil has the best of both worlds, whereby it holds less water than clay soil, but more water than sandy soil. So it's in the middle. All right. For the air wise, it's also in the middle. So therefore, garden soil is the best soil for the plants to grow. Most plants will grow well in garden soil. So these are the three types of soil that you can think of that we will see in examination: the sandy soil, the clay soil, and the garden soil. All right. Now, availability of food. Food is needed for all living things to breathe because it provides energy for work and life process. Plants are able to make its own food. However, animal cannot make its own food, therefore depends directly or indirectly on plants for food. So the availability of food can affect the survival of the organism. Plants make their own food, so plants can survive themselves, but animals depends on plants and other animals for food. If the particular area, the plants population go down, animals that depend on plants for food will have to move elsewhere to find plants to eat. So, and also if animal that feed on plants left the place, those animals that eat other animals will have to leave as well because they need food to survive. So it's an interchain reaction. Plant population go down, the animal population will eventually go down. This is the interlink. All right. Let's carry on. As mentioned earlier, all organisms depends on each other for survival. The presence of other organisms may affect the growth and development and survival of the living things in that area. Imagine this area A is full of rabbits and carrots. All of a sudden, some person introduced tigers. Suddenly, the tiger population in that area A grow, and the rabbits are being eaten by the tiger. When this happens, the rabbit population will go down because the tiger population increase. And when this happens, the remaining rabbits will leave this area to go for another place in order to escape the tiger. So the presence of other organisms affects the area population as well. Other examples are like bees, hummingbirds, and bats. They benefit from plants by obtaining the nectar from flowers. All right. But however, if the plants die, they have no more plants to get nectars or food, they will eventually leave as well. So this is known as interaction. All right. Organisms interact with other organisms living in the same habitat. All right. This interaction can help or harm them. All right. So if to put it in words, some animals feed on plants only. Other animals feed on both plants and animals. The plant eaters animals affects the survival of the plants in the particular area. The animal eaters affect the survivals of the animal in that particular area. So these are all interlinked. All right. Next up. Another example is we have this particular insect feed on the sugar from the food carrying to a plant and produce honeydew. The ants will benefit by feeding on the honeydews. So this particular insect helps the ants to get food. And in return, the ants will protect this particular insect from ladybugs. This is how the animals interact with each other. This insect give food to ant, in return, ant protect to ensure their survival by removing the ladybugs. Okay, with that, I have end today's lesson. Let's proceed on with the quiz that was being given. What was being given? Hold on, let me just okay. living together now. So, anyone want to play what game? You can type in the chat. Pirates.
Maybe you could pick something different.
Okay, we have been playing Pirates. We've been playing Crypto Hacks. We've been playing Tower Defense. We've been playing quite a number of games here, but we have not played this called Book Rush. I saw some people shaking heads. So okay, or other than okay, Dinos we have played before, Battle Road played before, Monster played before, Fishing played before. So shall we try Fishing? Cafe?
We already tried fishing.
Oh, okay. Factories?
Maybe you could try racing or battle royal.
Factories, Racing, Battle Royals? Or yes, Sarah.
I will play a factory.
Okay, so today I will try Battle Royal. All right. Next lesson we'll try other things. All right. 10. Solo. Post now. The link can be copied to the chat now. Right, I'll wait for now 2 more. Let's wait to another 2 more minutes. All in? Also is okay. Random. So let's see who have the well. So now is the all the versus. The animals are unable to make food and has depends on what plans for food. Is the ready? Okay, let's see who is the oh okay. Let's carry on. Beaches and desert have sandy soil, which has high watt supply, while mangrove area has clear soil, which have poor watt in the soil. That's right, it's oxygen. Very good. Let's care who win. All right, let's carry on then. I can't press the button to fasten this thing. Special thanks to Alina for creating. This question is like, okay, it's a giveaway question. So it's a giveaway question. Okay, let's carry on then. The amount of dissolved oxygen decrease with the increasing what? Plant may die due to lack of dissolved oxygen in warmer water. Answer temperature. Next question. What temperature determines? Temperature determines the type of living things living there. All right, let's carry on to see who wins. I have two Emma here. Food is needed for what? It provides energy needed for work and life process. Plants are able to make its own foods. First, food give energy for the animal to do what? For the plant to do what? Answer is breathing. Food is needed to create energy for breathing. All right. Only Emma and Rose got it correct. Let's carry on. What if it felt high temperatures? Answer is in fact all of them. Only Emma, Nathan, Voldemort, Emma got it correct. Garden soil is poor in nutrients, while sandy and clay soil are rich in nutrients. True or false? This is a very given question. We know that garden soil is in the middle of two things, so therefore it is false. All right, let's carry on. But no, yes, 7. Be careful. You are left with Mia. Be careful also. You're left with 3 points only. Kang also 3 points only. Be careful. Wow, sunlight is needed by plants for metabolism. If the plant is unable to make its own food, animal will die as an effect in directly and indirectly on them. Large number of protein plant may block sunlight, preventing stomach plant from carrying out photosynthesis. This is in our slide in our earlier PowerPoint. So it's true or false? False. Okay, let's carry on. How many types of soil are there? This is a given question. It's very easy for the answer to come out. Yes, Sandy, Claire, and Garden on. Sarah left with 2 marks, Emma left with 2 marks, so be careful. Plants get water and mineral salt from soil through their roots, but also is important for healthy plant growth. This is in the PowerPoint slides. It should be easy for everyone. Api left 2 only, Mia left 2 only, Emma left 2 only. So be careful. Oh, Karen has 1, Sarah has 1. You can't stay sensitive left also. Be careful. Water is needed by all organisms to survive. It's essential for plants to do what? Without air and water, seeds cannot germinate. Sis. Oh, Sarah is out. Okay, so let's carry on. Okay, so let's carry on. How do I press the carry on? There's no more? Oh, no more, is it? Okay. So there's no more questions? Okay. So I'll stop sharing now. All right. With that, right, today I will end the lesson earlier by 10 minutes. So that's all for today for living together. Next week, we will talk about food web. How this animal eat another animal eat another living things, and you will see the entire spider web on the PowerPoint slides. There won't be any homework for today, so I will see you all next week for the next chapter on food web. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye. Yep. Bye-bye. Take care. See you.
Teacher.
Bye-bye. See you. See you next week.
Bye,
Oh, take
teacher.
care. Take care. See you next week. Bye-bye.
See
Take
you,
care.
teacher.
Bye-bye. Take care. See you. Bye-bye. Yes, Sarah?
No.
Bye-bye. All right. Thanks, Alina, for the booklet. All right. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It's Alina, right? Or Alina or Alina?
But,
Alina. All right. Thank you very much for the effort. Thank you very much.
okay,
Right.
thanks.
Bye-bye. Take care. See you all next week. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Teacher Andrew. Bye.